the big news of the week, just kept dominating, the headlines over and over and again, was Daredevil and some MCU updates. Y'all, I have been telling y'all for the longest, Marvel has finally got some things going in the right direction, right? And what I've told y'all in the past is the fact that Marvel does not have a formula. This is one of the reasons why, back when Avengers came out, and y'all remember when DC started looking at Marvel over their shoulder and they started getting nervous and they was like, man, we got to change up Justice League. We got to change up Batman v Superman. We got to do that Marvel fun. And it was a whole mistake because Marvel has never had a formula that they've committed to 110%. Marvel do things and they keep doing them until they stop working. Once they stop working, then they change and they try something else. And what we talked about a couple weeks ago is that when it came to Daredevil, we had some positive changes. So just to give you a quick refresher, Daredevil was looking pretty weak. It was looking pretty weak. They was already shooting episodes, and we was not even going to see Daredevil at least in costume for like 4 episodes. And Kevin Feige came in and was like, hell no, this ain't going to do it. Got rid of them writers, and they brought in the dudes that did the Punisher on Netflix. They brought the Punisher team in and said, y'all gonna take care of this. And Marvel has changed up their whole system because in the past, Marvel Studios has been a movie company, right? Their whole approach has been, what are we gonna do? Because our main bag is the movies. So WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, all them other things that came out before, what was their purpose? To set up movies. But guess what? It don't last. So after a while, when you're not setting up movies, but you get this mandate from Bob Chapek and Disney that says we want more content for Disney Plus. Okay. Well, we got to hurry up and put more stuff out. So they kept putting more TV shows out. Some of them were all right, and some of them were not. And guess why? Because these guys were not they were not TV, producers. They thought that they could come in, and this is by their own admission to a degree. They thought that they could approach making a TV series the same way that they can approach making a movie. And I'm sorry, that's not how it works. And they learned that the hard way, right? With low ratings, with bad critical reviews. I mean, just throwing money at a series does not make it better. What was it? Secret Invasion was $200-something million. That's a movie budget. $200 million. And y'all still got out there with one of the worst rated MCU TV shows? That's not good. That's not good. So with that said, they changed it up. They said, you know what? We're going to do TV the way everybody's been doing TV. We're going to get a showrunner. We're going to have one person that has like the show Bible. We're going to develop the character. Yeah, it might have some loose connections to the movies, but we're going to focus the TV shows on themselves, and that's it. Great. So like I said, they brought in the team from Punisher for Daredevil. Great move on that end. But y'all, we got some more exciting news coming from Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin in Daredevil. He gave us a nice couple of updates in his interviews and stuff, which I think are going to be positives for Daredevil. So he says here, we're days away from restarting Daredevil. So that's where we're about to plunge into a lot of work. We're shooting in New York, in the studio, and on locations here, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Chelsea, stuff like that. So positive is that while this, keep in mind, the whole production did get stopped and paused because of the strikes. They're going back to business. They're shooting soon, and that will get going. But now, if y'all recall, when it was first reported that we were getting Daredevil, now remember, we was all complaining about like, why are you giving us these funky little series with only 5-6 episodes? What are you doing? Like, give us at least like 8, 10, 12, something. Give us some meat on the bones. Like you screwing us over now, right? But Daredevil was announced to have 18 episodes, which was like, whoa, okay, y'all. That's a lot more. That's a lot more than what we was asking for, but we here for it, right? Well, according to a new report, it sounds like that might not happen. And I think this is also Vincent D'Onofrio saying this, that the episode count might change. It says here, as things stand, fans are no longer guaranteed that healthy 18 episode order. From D'Onofrio, he says, the amount of episodes keeps fluctuating, so I don't really know the number that we're at right now, but it seems like there are a few shows that could work with more episodes than some that just need 8 or 10 or 6. Echo is like 5. He goes on to say, I think this show could definitely work with more episodes. And I know that Charlie Cox is, and I am too, happy to do that. But the number keeps fluctuating. I think you're going to have to wait for an official announcement because I don't want to say a number that we're going to do because I'm not even quite sure what it is. Okay, listen, I don't have a problem. You don't need to give me 18 episodes. I don't need that. Okay, I just need the story to make sense. I need the characters to develop. And it is Daredevil. You better come with that heat. You better come with that action, them fight scenes. That's all I need. If you can do that, we are in business. Okay. I don't care if it's 9 episodes, 18 episodes. Just tell the story, develop the character, keep us engaged. That's all I need. Okay. So we have another development with Daredevil. And this was also I should also mention this too. Don't be giving us like 18 episodes of 20 minutes. Don't do that. Don't do that. Give it us, and it depends on how you're gonna release it. If you're gonna release this stuff weekly, you need 45-minute episodes minimum. Give us enough to chew on for the week so that by the time we can go into the next week and be all right. I'm not waiting a whole week for a 20-minute episode. Don't do us like you did with She-Hulk. I'm not here for that. Just give us 45 minutes or longer and then go on to the next episode after that. So, but anyway, the other development we have is a lot of people, so I think some of y'all felt more bad about this. I didn't care. I personally did not care. But they were not going to bring everybody back. We got Charlie Cox back. We got Vincent D'Onofrio back. So I'm like, yo, we got Daredevil. We got Kingpin. We good. We got the star players already, But there was some people that was left out, like Karen and Foggy, and people were sitting here like, oh man, they're not gonna be there. They were saying wasn't nobody calling them or nothing. But according to a new report, guess who's back? That's right. According to this report, Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon Henson are returning for Daredevil Born Again. It says here, according to noted industry insider Jeff Snyder, Wall and Henson will reprise their role as Karen Page and Franklin Foggy Nelson in Daredevil Born Again. It says still, Marvel Studios' Daredevil reboot will reportedly hew closer to the original Netflix series under Scar to Pain, and that's the duo that took over this series. So I like that sound. I like that. So I don't care about Karen and Foggy. It's nice that they're coming back. That's great. But you telling me that this is going to be closer to what Netflix had? This is what we told y'all from the jump. Didn't we say this from the very beginning? If it ain't broke, what are you trying to fix? There was nothing. Matter of fact, I'm still curious why y'all didn't just bring the original Netflix team back. Why didn't you just bring it? Yo, all y'all Netflix folks, y'all made all of y'all that made the fire, come on back home. Come on over here. We gonna make some more TV together. Why didn't that happen? Now, I'm not saying the Punisher team, that's fine. The Punisher was cool. So I'm okay with this. It sounds like we're going to go back to the same tone and the same vibe that we got from Netflix. So I'm like, okay, as long as y'all can do that, I'm with it. I am with it. Vincent D'Onofrio, in this interview, one thing that he ended up saying here was that a welcome change that he and Charlie Cox really loved was the fact that, yes, they were bringing people in from the Netflix team from Punisher, and he loved it, right? But he also talked about that now, because of Marvel stepping back and realizing that this stuff was not working, right? They realized that we can't keep doing this movie approach. I just talked to y'all earlier about how they were changing all their approaches up. He was also saying that, you know what, now Marvel is under, they are now going to make the Daredevil from Netflix canon. So now it's finally official that the Netflix Daredevil and everything that happened is now going to be MCU canon, and it can seamlessly transition into the MCU. And we also got Brad Winderbaum. He's basically Kevin Feige Jr. because he takes care of all the streaming stuff and TV stuff on Disney Plus. So he weighed in on this canon as well. He says here, I can say that up until this point, we've been a little cagey about what's sacred timeline and what's not sacred timeline. That was born of, frankly, a period at the studio where we were like, we have to stick the landing with the vendors. It was another part of the company developing the Netflix stuff. We were aware of what they were doing. They were aware of what we were doing, but there was a lot of balance anyway. But now that some time has passed, now that we see actually how well integrated the stories are, I think that I personally, Brad Winderbaum, would be confident in saying that it's part of the sacred timeline. Great. So, in other words, and we also, by the way, saw that Marvel had added a bunch of the Netflix shows onto the Disney Plus MCU timeline. So they added a lot of those things to the timeline. Now, here are a couple thoughts on all of this, right? For one, I like the fact that, they are at least aware that they have to figure out what's sacred timeline and what's not. Now, I would argue that you're going to have some issues because you probably can get away with adding Daredevil to the sacred timeline pretty easily, right? Notice that he said it was another part of Marvel Studio, not even Marvel Studios, of Marvel. Because keep in mind, you have Marvel, then you have Marvel Studios, okay, and they're all under Disney. So Marvel takes care of the comics. Marvel Entertainment, I want to say, or Marvel Television, they did all the TV stuff as well. Then Marvel Studios, they did the movie stuff. So like Jeff Loeb, he was over there doing the Netflix stuff. And that was not Kevin Feige. That's why for a long time I kept telling y'all, Daredevil, all them Netflix shows, they don't count. They might be in the multiverse, but they don't count because they did not come from Marvel Studios. But now they looked at the shows and they was like, all right, they good enough. We can put them in. Now I have an issue with that because my thing is like, I think you can do that with Daredevil, but can you do that with Luke Cage? Because if you do it with Luke Cage, now we got to deal with the whole Cottonmouth situation. Because remember, Mahershala Ali played Cottonmouth. Now, there's an easy fix for this. All they have to do is say, maybe Blade comes from a different reality. Like maybe he comes from a different universe. Okay. Because remember, Mobius and Loki, he did say, like, oh, we're chasing this, we're chasing that, and we're chasing vampires. So it's possible that Blade exists in an alternate timeline. That's possible. But they cannot just bring both those together because the same actor played, Cottonmouth as well. So they're gonna need to work around. But the biggest issue that I have, and y'all know this already, what the hell we gonna do with Iron Fist? You gonna make that canon? Can we get a different Iron Fist? Because we can't go back to Buddy. Buddy cannot come back as Iron Fist. He gonna have to do some training. He gonna have to do a lot of training if y'all insist. I mean, if you want to listen, if you want to have Colleen or whatever, if she gonna come back, okay, I don't mind. I'm pretty sure some people gonna be mad. That's not my Iron Fist. My Iron Fist is a man with blonde hair. I can't have a female Iron Fist, even though it was in the comics. I don't want that. I guess some people gonna have a problem. I don't, but I do have a problem if they gonna come back with the same dude. He can't be Iron Fist. So if y'all gonna bring him in the continuity, please recast Iron Fist. Please. I refuse. I refuse to have that nonsense be in the actual sacred timeline. But I wanted to say this because even with whatever nonsense you might have heard, this is probably the best news I've heard. And this is breaking news. This just came out. And I don't think this gets any better than this. And I've told y'all before that all Daredevil had to do was bring the Netflix people over. And guess what? They did it. They did it. Daredevil, just now, it says here, Philip Silvera, who acted as stunt and fight coordinator on the Netflix version of Daredevil that ran in the mid-2010s, has returned to the fold to act as stunt coordinator and second unit director for the new series. Can I get a hot tub? Yes! What? If this ain't a good sign for Daredevil, I don't know what is. You gonna bring back the same person that was responsible for the hallway scene in Daredevil? Y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't even have to describe the hallway scene. I don't know if it was him directly, but you bringing somebody back from that team that understands the work that made Daredevil on top. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Because what did we say? We need Daredevil to have that same tone. Okay, you got the Punisher team, but you need that action. And if you don't have that action, what are we doing? So I am ecstatic right now that you got all the pieces together to make Daredevil Born Again go in the right direction. You don't go forcing the episode length. You got the people back from the original show. You got the stunt coordinators back. You got the people from the Punisher, who's also a violent show. You got them in here. Let's go. So, guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking forward to Daredevil right now. Right now, Daredevil's getting all the pieces that I needed to have to be at least a great show. Now, of course, it still needs to execute. You can have all the ingredients, but if you don't mix it together, it could be a problem. But I think right now that they're going in the right direction. But y'all let me know, how do you feel with all these developments, all the characters coming back, the stunt coordinator coming, the directors that are coming? How do you feel about Daredevil and the direction the MCU is going in? Do you think that this is a sign for positive change? I don't know. Maybe you still have your doubts. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below.
Thank you so much for watching. This was just the segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.